Hello everyone, I'm Rachel Tessman from stampyourartout.com and it has been 3 weeks. I've missed you guys. It's fun to do a live again. I've got a fun card to share with you and it's going to be a magnetic closure card. So today, if you are checking in with me live, it is around the 11 o'clock hour Central Time on, what day is it today? It's June 29th. 2022. Now, if you're checking in an hour or more after that, then you're probably watching the replay, and I'd love it if you commented either during the live or after the live. Your comment gets you entered into a prize drawing. So it's a good thing to comment, but it also helps me out because then I feel like I'm not alone. It's more fun for me. So please comment. Please tell me where you're from. Tell me how long you've been crafting. Tell me how long you've been connected with me, either as maybe a demonstrator in my group or a customer or just somebody who follows my videos or whatever. I would love to hear all of that stuff. It's fun to connect, and it's fun for me to make those connections when I read your comments afterwards. So on that note, I want to let you know that if you're watching live, those of you on Facebook, I am able to read your comments and comment afterwards. Those of you that are commenting live on YouTube, I can't actually reply directly to your comments. So we have moderators. My friends Trisha and Lisa are with us. Trisha Josephs is my moderator on YouTube, and her name does stand out. It has a little wrench symbol next to her name, and Lisa's name does not stand out, but Lisa Marshall is also with us on Facebook, and she is checking comments just like Trisha is, answering questions for you along the way, guiding you to the right areas. So hello everyone. Now that we've gotten through the introduction, again, this is going to be a magnetic closure card. So I'm going to bring you to my desktop really quick because I want to show you the card that kind of initiated the one that I'm going to share with you today. So this is a card that I shared in a previous video that I posted on June 1st, and it went along with a bunch of projects that use the Texture Chic suite of products from the annual catalog. It's from my virtual tour video. There's a bunch of us demonstrators that teamed up so that we could do virtual tour videos, and I focused on the Texture Chic suite. And this card opens and closes, but it has a magnetic closure, so it stays closed, which is really nice. So if you want to stick like a big wad of cash in there, you could do that. So magnetic closure cards, I have shared them in the past. There was one that I did with a little gift bag in it. So you can go and like Google magnetic closure cards, or just go back into my bunch of videos. It's a Christmas related one. But anyways, I'm going to share that technique with you again, but I'm also going to walk you through making this card, which is a beautiful wedding card. It opens in the same way. It has the same measurements, but I'm going to walk you through this one. I have listed the supplies in the description of my video on YouTube. Right now, the Facebook video does not have a description in it, but if you're watching on YouTube, you can check out all the details. You can see all the supplies for this card and for this card. So just refer to that. And also, after this video is done, it is going to be available in my blog post. And there is a link to that blog post in the description of the video also on YouTube right now. So you can click on there at 12:15 Central Time, and you'll see the video, you'll see photos of the cards, you will see visual links to all the products, measurements, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so this is the stamp set we're going to use today. We're not going to use the Texture Chic suite. We're going to be using the Splendid Day suite of products. It's a new suite that is not available to just everybody yet. Only available to those who are demonstrators. And so if you are a demonstrator or discount shopper, I should say, because there's, you can think of it in all different ways. We get discounts, yay. And we also get to pre-order. So if you're one of those people, then you got to get in on the pre-order period for the July through December mini catalog. And this is one that a lot of people love. It is so pretty. It comes, there's like dies with it, there's papers, there's a ribbon, there's embellishments. And I'm going to just be using the stamp set, Splendid Thoughts, and I'm going to be bringing in the designer paper. So before we spread that completely out and show it to you, because it's gorgeous specialty paper, I am going to bring you over to my computer and we're going to pull up the supply list. This is the PDF that is available on my blog post at 12:15 Central Time. You'll be able to download this. It contains the measurements for the card and it contains the supplies. Now this one just has the listing of supplies for the Splendid Day version of the card. But again, if you go back to you can see the dates up here, the June 29th blog post at stampyourartout.com. Then you will be able to see the supply list and the photos of the Texture Chic one if that one's more interesting to you. Okay? All right, so checking out the supply list here, you can see that we've got Pool Party, Coastal Cabana, Bermuda Bay. Oh, thank you so much, Vaughn. She said she gave me the thumbs up. Yay. Yes, if you want to subscribe to my channels or click like and all that kind of stuff, it does help my ratings. I appreciate that. So follow me, all that good, whatever. So thank you so much, Vaughn. So you can see that Pool Party, Coastal Cabana, Bermuda Bay, those are beautiful blues. They go really well together. So if you're purchasing Stampin' Up! Products, you're going to expect coordination. There's lots of great coordination. And those three colors in particular, when you use them together, they're just gorgeous. So that's what we're doing. You can see that the Splendid Day designer paper is also listed in there. It does not contain any of these blues, but it has some fun metallic-y kind of sheens on the one side of the designer paper. Our designer paper is double-sided, so I'll be showing you both sides. It actually, the flip side does have one of the blues in it. I lied. And then you can look to the right there, all the supplies listed. We've got oh gosh, the metallic embossing powders. Now I'll just be using the silver, but if you got the metallics, you could be using a lot of those with this paper because there's one that's kind of coppery, well, yeah, coppery, and there's a gold one. The one I'm using is more like champagne-y, but it's kind of silvery also. Let's see here. I think that's it. Oh, and then some unique tools like the mini magnets, right? Because we don't sell those. Thanks, Diana. We don't sell mini magnets, but I will show you how you can access them on Amazon through a link page that I have on my blog. All right, let's go back to the desktop. Just got back from a family trip, by the way. So those of you who have been wondering where I've been for 2 weeks, I didn't share it before I left because I don't know, the older I get, the more hesitant I am about telling people when I've left my house. I mean, we have a great neighborhood and we have great neighbors watching out and we had people checking on our cat and all that stuff. And, but still, it was just uncomfortable for me to share that. So I just said my schedule didn't allow it. And yeah, we went on a 2-week road trip. It was amazing. These are the gorgeous foil-y kinds of sides of the paper. You have this foil, and then it has like an embossed white decor, floral decor on it. So it's gorgeous paper. The flip side is still very pretty. It's not metallic-y or whatever, not foiled, but the colors are beautiful. The imagery is beautiful. It, of course, coordinates with the imagery in the stamp set. The colors that you will find in the Splendid Day papers are Calypso Coral, Copper, Fresh Freesia, Petal Pink, Pool Party, Sahara Sand, Soft Sea Foam, and you can imagine that they don't list them all because there's like a silvery champagne-y color, and yeah, it's so pretty, you guys. Okay, let me set that aside. I did pre-cut a little strip of that Splendid Day paper. This is the one that has the silvery sheen to it. It's got, what did I say that was? Sahara Sand. So it's kind of like a metallic-y Sahara Sand, if you want to think about it. I made it extra long. I actually cut a strip that was 12 inches by 1 1/4 inches. But, and I left it that length because I didn't want it to be a fraction of an inch off. Like a minuscule even. I just wanted it to cover completely. So I cut the piece that I needed for my first card. So these two together make 12 inches. And then I just left this extra piece for my demonstration today. The other pieces that we'll be using are, of course, those 3 beautiful colors together. Now on this card here, I didn't use the Bermuda Bay color. I used instead Flirty Flamingo, which isn't the pink that's listed to go with this color of paper, but this paper just really has a it's like a brighter pink to it. So I thought the Flirty Flamingo ink and papers worked well with that. But we're substituting that pink with the Bermuda Bay for this card. I've also got some basic white in here, and the basic white is the regular basic white that I'm using because I'm just using it as a layer. Someone asked me, what would you invest in, the thick basic white or the regular basic white? And it really depends on how much you want for your money, because you get a lot more sheets for your money with the regular. The thick does allow you to have a great card base though. I love that you guys are telling me where you're from. This is so fun. I'm reading the comments. I'm not commenting from them, but I can see where you're chiming in. Like Sandra just said that she's from Germany. So cool. So sorry, a little distraction there. Anyways, so if you really want to make sure that you have a great card base thickness and you have to choose between the two, I would go with thick because you can use the thick as a layer. But if you want more sheets, I would go with this. And we had this for years without the thick. So I'm a fan of both. If you can get both, get both. Okay. What else? Oh, and here's the Pool Party big sheet because we need to cut our base. So if you are a beginning crafter or your first time viewer on my videos, will you please chime in, raise your hand, tell me that this is the first time you've been watching. I love to make sure that everybody who watches my videos can dive into paper crafting, whether you're beginner, whether you're advanced, whether you're somewhere in between. I want you to enjoy what I share. So hopefully if you're a beginner, you feel like you can, give this a go. So we're going to take our 8.5 by 11 Pool Party cardstock. So I'm going to give you some basic cutting skills here. This is our beautiful trimmer. I love it, love it, love it. We're going to cut this paper in half. So this is 11 inches in this direction. We're going to cut it at the 5.5 inch mark. I'm just putting my paper right up to that edge and sliding that over to the 5.5 inch mark. Then I'm going to use my dark blade because you get two blades in the trimmer. You get one that's for scoring, it's the lighter blade, and then you get one for cutting, it's the darker blade. And I write on my scoring one that it's for scoring, that it just kind of moves out of the way when I don't need it. I'm going to cut with my cutting blade. And that way, if I just want to score, which is what I'm going to do next, I will know not to run this blade because I see that this one says score. All right, so now we're going to turn. Sorry, there is a little locking mechanism. It's not really a lock, but it's like a button here that allows your arm of your trimmer to stay in place if you're traveling with it. It doesn't pop open and stuff. So when you open it, try not to open it directly from the middle or whatever. Use the top edge or even the bottom edge or whatever, because there's a button down there too. Okay, so now we're going to score, and we're going to score 3 inches in from one side. So I've brought my paper this way, and I'm going to score with just my scoring blade at the 3 inch mark, and then I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to score at 1.25 inches. So 1.25 inches right there. And now I've got my two measurements, when folded over together, should meet in the middle. Now if they don't, here's a little tip for you. It is a great trimmer, isn't it, Shirley? So here's a tip for you. Start with the shorter one, use your bone folder, and then take the longer one, and if it doesn't quite meet, oh, this one's meeting, but let's say there's a tiny little gap in there, this is where you have a little stretch room on your longer side. So you bring your longer one in first, or second, and you bring it right up to the edge of this so that they're meeting, and then you bone fold it. Then you give it a good crease, and it will adjust the score that you made so that it's not, not right at that exact point that you had it before. Okay, so we have the base of our card. Now 3 inches plus 1.25 is 4.25 inches, and that is what we need to fit in our medium size envelopes, 4.25 by 5.5. So if you're making cards, you want to invest in our envelopes too. This is the basic white medium envelopes. Let's go ahead and stamp a few pieces. So we're going to bring in this layer, and this one. And we'll set all of these aside because those will be for assembling. Let's bring our embossing in first. That would be so much fun. Embossing is fun. So if you're a beginning crafter, this is going to wow you and you're going to go like, seriously, I can do that? Yes, this is an easy way to get some beauty to your cards real instantly. So Versamark ink, okay? It's a sticky clear ink. We're going to take our stamp and we're going to ink it up. I didn't put my label on the back, sorry. I was in a hurry when I got home from my my vacation. I had to quick, do a bunch of stuff. I'm still not caught up. That's the way it is. But you're going to ink up your stamp and you're going to see that it's wet. It's a sticky clear ink. We're going to stamp that down into the middle. Oops, do I have this the right way? It's upside down. We're going to stamp this into the middle of our smaller pool party piece. So just stamping as normal, just putting even pressure on. Don't rock, because if you accidentally get ink on the edges of your stamp, you're going to get a little halo around your image, and you don't want that. So now you can see that we've got our sticky clear ink on there. It does deepen the color of the cardstock. So if you let it dry as is, then that's a cool effect too. It just kind of deepens the tone of the cardstock. So tone on tone. Now we're going to go ahead and sprinkle on, and I've taken my metallic embossing powder and put it into a container that's usable. Got these fun little spoons. Got those on Amazon, or no, I got those somewhere else. I got them at a restaurant supply store, but I will show you where you can get links to that stuff. All right, so now we're going to close that up, make sure that that's out of the way. If there's any tiny little bits of embossing powder that you couldn't tap off or flick off, you just come in with the little sticky end of take your pick tool and kind of wipe it away. Now we bring in the heat tool. So you need three things. You need your heat tool, your embossing powder, and your ink in order to create this metallic raised color. It's so cool. So it's going to get a little loud. And I've got it on high because I want lots of heat. And I'm going to go ahead, I got a little fuzz here. I'm going to go ahead and hold it with my fingers, but I recommend not doing that. I've been heat embossing for a long time, and so I know to turn it away from my fingers. Oh, here, you can't see that. Let me zoom out. I know to turn it away from my fingers like this. I'm angling it away. But it might be safer for you to take a piece of chipboard. Here, let's turn this off for a minute. Take a piece of chipboard. See if I have it in here. I've covered some of that hard cardboard that comes with the designer paper, and I just covered it with foil. And if you take that and you put it on here either with like a paper clip or a clothespin, or you could take like a skewer, and you can hold it without being close to where you're heating. So yeah, do what I say, don't do as I do. Is that oops, I'm going way too far out. Oh, there's my table. Here we go. Okay, so I want you to see how cool this effect is. I'm heating it on the right side of the words, and you're going to start to see those words get, there they go, get shiny. And I'm wiggling the heat tool. Okay, now as I come closer to the other side, I'm just going to flip it around. And that way I won't burn my thumb. Can you see that? Is that so pretty, you guys? And you just want to heat it to the point where you're getting the metallic sheen. You do not want to overheat. If you overheat, you can dull it. So there we have our beautiful silver printed sentiment. Now on the inside of the card, we also need to do the words for the inside. So we're going to stamp. We're going to press it down. We're going to take our bucket of, here it is. Bucket of embossing powder. Now another thing too, the embossing buddy is returning. I didn't use it today. It's a little pillow that helps to remove any fingerprints or oils or whatever, or it doesn't really remove them. It kind of protects your embossed areas from, or your wet ink areas from getting embossing powder. So just like sticky ink, oils on your hands can hang on to embossing powders. I'm a very dry-handed person. I don't have an issue with that too often, but yeah, it's a great tool. You just take that embossing buddy and wipe it over the top, It, gets rid of any sticky oils or anything. And then you stamp, then you do your embossing powder. So that's coming July 1st. Yay. So we're going to heat that up really quick. It's going to be in a set of tools. So it's not just the embossing buddy alone. It's going to come with a powder pail tool, which is a little tray that helps you work with embossing powders. It's going to come with a tweezers, and a good tweezers that's easy on everybody's hands. Let me look here. I got it right over here. Oh, and a brush. So it comes with, oh, and where's my embossing buddy? Did you guys know all this stuff? And yes, I'm walking kind of funny because I have some nerve damage on the bottom of my foot from walking on sandals too long during my vacation. Yeah. Okay, so this is what you're going to get if you wanted to invest in the embossing buddy, the powder pail, the brush, and the awesome tweezers that you push, and then it grabs. You don't have to, it's one of those great tools. All right, so we can add this to the inside of our card now. On my other card, I did a shell, but on this one, I'm just going to go ahead and add this. Grab my seal adhesive here. And we'll just open this up. Now this white paper is cut just 1/8 of an inch in both directions, short of 5.5 inches. You know what, I should have done this too. Because I embossed on this, there's a little bit of bendiness, curvature to the cardstock. So I'm just going to add some extra adhesive on the top and bottom here too. And it'll help flatten out that entire piece. Okay, so there's the inside of the card. We'll go ahead and add this now too. And I'm going to add adhesive right to the edges of that because it's going to just seriously take over the whole space here. So I'm going to add it right to the edge on the left edge, and then I can trim if I need to. I can look on the back here, and it's not over, it's not going over the edge way too, like it's maybe a 32nd of an inch. So I'm just going to leave that as is. Come over here, take my snips, and trim it up. And now I have a piece that's covering continually over that whole surface of that 1 1/4 by 5.5 inch section. Oh, I forgot something. Of course I did. Okay, so just like we forgot on the other one. So we're going to hold it flat. This is how you take paper off. This is how you take it off. You keep it flat and you pull kind of at an angle in this direction, not back, or you're going to rip it. I could cut another piece, but I'm going to use this. That's why lives are so great. You learn from our mistakes we make. Okay, now I've opened this back up because this is where you want to add your magnet. So I've got my tape. I'm one-sided. It's a Scotch brand tape. It's just like a tape that, everybody has in their house. I'm grabbing my magnets. I'm going to slide. So I'm sliding in this direction to separate. If you try to pull off, you're going to have a fight. So I've got my magnet. I'm going to set it down somewhat in the middle, but also off to the left a little bit. So the middle in this area, but off to the left just a little bit. I'm going to grab a piece of tape. I think I'm going to bring it over just a little bit more. So it's about 1/4 of an inch away from that edge. And then we're going to tape it down. So that tape kind of protects the whole thing. And now I've got, it looks like I'm rubbing off the adhesive. We don't want to rub off the adhesive. Put it back. Okay, now we've covered up the whole entire magnet. And it's such a thin magnet that you don't even notice it's there. Okay, next, we're going to stamp on these two pieces a little bit more. We'll get rid of our embossing stuff though. We're going to bring in our detailed, I'm using this image here, okay? So we're going to stamp that with Pool Party ink onto this piece. And I believe I stamped, yes I did, I stamped off. So I'm going to ink it up. Stamping off or second generation, that kind of, if you hear those words, that means removing a layer of ink and using the slightly lighter version. Okay, so I'm now going to stamp over the top of this. And actually, I think I stamped it off even more, but yeah, because you can see it's very, very light. I probably stamped it off twice to get a very faint look there. But yeah, we did it. Okay, next, we're going to take that same color and we're going to do it with Bermuda Bay. It's so funny, you know, the older you get, the less memory you have. So I just made this card 2 days ago. Seriously, Rachel. No, it was 3 days ago. And I couldn't remember how many times I stamped it off. Okay, we're now going to imagine this piece covering in that area, and we're going to make our fun little branch piece come out and away. We don't want our stem to kind of get exposed over to the left here. So I'm just going to use this as a guide, and I'm going to ink this up in a darker color. And I believe this is the color I used. Yes, it looks like it. Okay. Now we're going to pull this away after we've kind of figured out where this is going to go. I want it to go right about there. So there is, I'm flipping it over. I'm flipping it over because I think I stamped off. Oh my gosh, Rachel. Okay, ink it up, stamp it off. Now come in and stamp it. And if this isn't the right shade, this is. Okay, I was going to say I'm going to cut a new white piece. All right, now we're going to ink it up, stamp it off, and we're flipping it upside down. It helps if you put labels on your stamps because you can see exactly where the imagery is going, but yeah, I have not taken the time to do that yet. So we have 2 branches on there. The last stamp that we want to use is the one that fills in, and it doesn't really fill in exactly. Like it's not here. I'm going to stamp this on the grid paper, and I'm going to show you how this doesn't even fill in properly. So if you stamp this, even if you angle it a bit like that, you can see it's not an exact match. And that is on purpose. The artist did a very, it's more artistic this way, right? And that's too dark, so we want to stamp off once, twice, and I believe I did it 3 times, and then I came in and I stamped over the top of it like that. Yes, I did. Okay, so there's that. We'll flip it around. We'll do the same thing. So stamp off once, twice, 3 times, and come in over the top. Ta-da! The stamping is now done. We can assemble the rest of the card. We're going to go ahead and add this completely to the front. There are no magnets on this piece. It's just underneath here. So this one can go right down on top. And then the other magnet is going to be within these layers here. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to layer this piece on top of this completely. And then I'm going to hide the magnet within these 2 layers. Okay, so let's go ahead and adhere this. And when I say completely, I think the more adhesive you have on these layers on this card, the stronger it's going to be. So we are going to put adhesive all the way around and through the middle of this piece. And I'm not sticking it down yet. You guys are all like, don't do it yet. Okay, so you always put adhesive on your smaller of your 2 pieces, by the way. Okay, so now we can take this piece and we can add it. Where are my dimensionals? Oh, here they are. So we can add it with dimensionals onto our card like this. So we're going to put 2 dimensionals on this end, and then if you look here, because we can't really, it's hard to guess exactly where these are going to go, so instead we're going to figure out where this goes. We're going to pull it over to the right, and we're going to lay our dimensionals directly onto the white cardstock layer here, and that way they'll come right to the edge. Okay, Now we can take the backings off. Okay, and then this is going to go centered, but I want to pay attention where that magnet is. That magnet's right there, and I don't want to have it too far over this way, or I'm not going to have room for my magnet. So I want to have about 1/4 of an inch, maybe a little bit more, maybe 3/8 of an inch over here. Okay, I've got that on there, and it does not look straight to me. Hang on a minute. When you stamp at an angle in a live video, you sometimes get things, there we go, that looks better. Sometimes things get a little wonky. Okay, so now the next step is to grab another magnet. So I'm going to take this, slide one off. Now watch how strong these are. It's crazy. See, it just, I didn't even like touch this paper, and it just went right over there. Okay, so we're going to put this down. We're going to put this on top and see it grabs exactly where it wants to go. This is where you need to secure it with tape again to make sure it doesn't leave. And pay attention, because you don't want this tape to go beyond a certain distance there, or it's going to be peeking out. You're going to see it. Then this goes right over the top, and everything gets secure in place. You can lift this up and really push it down to make sure that that section is nice and tight. And now you have your closure. So you can do that with any, 2 layers together. Just make sure that you put one magnet down first. You have layers that you can sandwich it between. You've got, like a tape like this. Some people use glue dots. I found that the tape is the strongest for me. I don't know why. Maybe because of the surface area of it. I feel like the glue dot kind of gives up after time. So now we're going to take our iridescent rhinestones and our Take Your Pick tool, and we're going to embellish this. We're going to take one of the big ones and pushing, sliding, and grabbing at the same time. This one's going to go right underneath, kind of in that spot. Then we've got a medium-sized one that we're going to put down. Oops, come on. There we go. That one's going to go down around here. I'm going to push on the gummy end of my Take Your Pick tool to fluff it up a little bit again. We're going to grab that one, stick it in the corner. I've got another medium one. So doing odd numbers is a good thing. It just, for some reason, it's really visually appealing. So I was either going to put 3 on here, 5, 7. That's the way a lot of artists work, is in odd numbers, believe it or not. Not that I'm an artist, but I feel like it when I make cards. It's so cool. So there is the finished card that we did. Much love in your new life together. Today is a day to remember. Beautiful wedding card. Summer is a great time for weddings, right? Any time of year is a great time for weddings. So if you live in the Southern Hemisphere, this would be perfect for a winter wedding too, because you've got the cool colors in it, right? So gorgeous card. Here's the other version of it. I'm going to peel this away. I taped down my my grid paper, but yeah, let's just grab that out of the way because it is messy. My whole room is a mess right now. If you've looked behind me, it is a messy room. We are remodeling. We're in the process of trying to get ready for a garage sale. It's crazy. Okay, let's open this one up so that you can see the inside of it. So there's the 2 different versions of the card. Yay! All right, so again, my blog address is stampyourartout.com. I'm going to take you there really quick if you don't mind, because I want to show you where you can find the spoons, those little spoons for the embossing powders, the magnets. What else did I share today? Anyways, let's head over there really quick. Oops, there we go. Okay, so stampyourartout.com. And if you click on blog, you can get to my blog post. If you click shop online, you can, purchase products. My community is basically joining my group of discount shoppers / demonstrators. But we're going to click on the shop tab here. Some of you asked where my host codes are. You can find a lot of things under the shop tab. You can find images of or PDFs of the catalogs. Oh, you can't see those because my head's in the way. Hang on. We're going to put my head over here. and we're going to get rid of that. So PDFs of the catalogs, there's also an area here where you can request a catalog. There's a link in that section. You can go to the online store. You can get the starter kit. My favorite extras is what I wanted to get you to right now, though. That page on my blog has the magnets. It has Velcros that I've used. It has an adhesive eraser, all kinds of fun goodies. Here's where those spoons are. Yeah, lots of fun stuff. Things that I love using. So all of that is in this area. If you want to click on there, you can shop from a different section. Anyways, okay. So let's go back. What else was I going to tell you about? I'm going to move my head back over because it looks funny when I look off to the side. Okay, make sure I tell you all the goodies, all the things before we leave and say goodbye for the day. We're also going to draw prizes. We got to do that. But we have the end of June that we're in right now, and there is a BOGO promotion for kits, and there's also a last chance promotion for the current mini catalog, which is ending soon. So if you are somebody who's got a wish list of stuff out of this current mini that ends the end of June, you'll want to make sure that you check to see if any of it, oops, I'm just going to scroll out a bit here, if any of it is leaving. So you just go to the online store, and if it says, I forget what it says. Let me peek at what it says. We're going to go to specials, last chance products in the store. So if it says retiring soon, then it is. It's leaving in just a couple days, and you'll want to get your hands on it, okay? I can't open the next mini, but this is the one that's going to start July 1st. Once July 1st hits, I can open it up and share the insides with you, but at this point I cannot. We're also going to enter a new SAB or celebration promotion for the next 2 months, so July and August. Your $50 purchases will earn you free product. But again, do you order now or do you order later? So if you need last chance stuff, make sure that you order it, because once it's gone, it's gone. And I personally, I don't search for things that are gone, so I don't have any good resources to tell you on how to find that stuff, okay? Do I recommend magnets over Velcro closures? Jonna asked. And so, is it Jonna or Jonah? It depends. I really like the smoothness of the magnetic closure, but I feel like a Velcro closure is stronger when it comes to more content. So I think on boxes and containers like that where you need it to hold tight, I would go with a Velcro closure. On cards like this, where you just need to hold some cash in there or whatever, I guess I would go with a magnetic closure. Hope that helps. Okay, so also with Celebration, there's also a great kit offer. There always is. So if any of you have been thinking about becoming discount shoppers or demonstrators, this is a bundle of fun goodies that comes free as a bonus during July and August. It's a stamp set. It's all the contents and sticker sheets and pages and stuff that you would need inside of this planner. It's a planner. It's a beautiful planner. Tons of pages, months, all kinds of things in there. And then there's this set of 3 notebooks you could give as gifts, or you could, organize yourself. Just gorgeous stuff. So wanted to give you a glimpse of that before Celebration begins. And then the BOGO thing I was telling you about. So the BOGO thing is for the kits collection only. So if you are a paper pumpkin kit collector, you may want to check out the kits collection also, because those are kits that are always available in the online store. This is one that Teresa Glow, my assistant, and I put together the other day, and we did like some alternate versions of this kit, because normally this kit makes 9 cards, and we got to, how many was it? 3 times, so it was 9 times 3. What is that? 27. We got 27 cards out of this. So this is a wonderful card kit. Now this one, I don't know why I pulled this out, because this one actually is not available right now, but they come and they go. So hang on to your wish list. If the Million Thanks kit is on your wish list, it will come back. The robot kit is available. Super cute kit for kids. There's a ton of them. In fact, I will just go over there and show them to you. So let's do that really quick. Oops, there we go. There's where you find the last chance products right there. Shop. We're going to go to the Kits collection. Oh, that birthday kit, that's a fun one. Oh my goodness, that one is available. Oh, and look it. There's a memory notebook kit in there. The Million Thanks kit is available. Yay! It wasn't the other day. So yes, lots of fun kits to choose from. Buy one, get one 50% off is the deal on that. I think that's it. Oh, the virtual tour that I talked about earlier. Remember when I said I did a virtual tour video? That is in the link of the description of my video. That is in the description as a link. Okay, let's do prizes. So for prizes, we have, first I want to share with you the winners from 3 weeks ago. And if you were a commenter on those videos in the last 3 weeks, you got entered into these prize drawings. So I chose one prize winner from the Facebook page and one from the YouTube video. So let me pull up those names. Our YouTube winner from, remember the box that I shared with the Heart and Home suite? So that one I used the Velcro closure on. Anyways, that Heart and Home box, that video was 3 weeks ago. That was my last live. And so all the comments that took place in the afterlive from that point on got entered. And our winner for that is RN. So you get the Heart and Home tutorial emailed to you. That was the prize that we had last time. You need to contact me though. So RN, make sure that you reach out to me so that I can send that via email to you. Again, the Heart and Home bundle. And then from Facebook commenters for the last 3 weeks, Janelle Clark Ellison got her name drawn. So both of you get the tutorial. Now, if you already purchased or earned that tutorial in some way, it's our all-star tutorial, then you can let me know if there's another one you want instead. We can trade, totally fine. And for the winners today that Trisha is going to draw, you have a choice between this Kits collection kit. This is the Notes of Cheer card kit. The Hippest Hippos, which is a new SAB or celebration choice. This is free with a $50 order. Or we have the Sentiment Silhouette dies that go with the Charming Sentiments stamp set. A very, very popular stamp set. This is $1 million stamp set designed by designed in conjunction with Lisa Kirsten. Let me grab that one here. She helped design, I should say. So our artists design all of them, but she helped design the Charming Sentiments stamp set. And this is a set of dies donated towards our prize drawing today. Along with that, you're going to get a little baggie with some magnets in it. So all the winners, you choose, if you're the first one to reach out to me, you choose between those, and then you get a baggie of magnets, which they just stuck together. Okay, I was trying to keep them apart. So on that note, it looks like Trisha drew the names. Virginia Phillips and Margaret Hayward. Congratulations to both of you. You are our YouTube Live winners. Thank you for commenting during our live today. Make sure that you reach out to me so that you can pick between those 3 different items there. And what else do I want to share? I think that's it. So thank you if you join me on Facebook and or YouTube. Right after this live ends, I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste the description that was in the YouTube video over into the Facebook area. Give me a few minutes and then all of that information will be there. Again, my blog post will go live at 12:15 Central Time. So that's in like a half hour from now. Yes, congratulations to everybody. I love how you are all so sweet afterwards. Congratulations to the winners. Yay for so-and-so. That's awesome. Thank you for cheering them on. I hope you join me next week. Next week is July already. Have a great Independence Day weekend or 4th of July weekend if you're going to go and do something fun. Let's see here. So July 6th is next Wednesday at 11 a.m. Central Time. And that one is going to be a blog hop live. So we're going to be sharing the Wash with Beauty suite. So projects with the Awash with Beauty suite. And that one is in the annual catalog. So even though the new catalog will have begun, I am going to stick with the current annual on the next live, but I'm sure you will be seeing lots of fun projects made with new product. In fact, you can probably already see that if you go and Google a bunch of that stuff. Have a great week. We will see you soon. Take care, everyone. Now I'd like you all to go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye.